You've always believed that intelligence wins the game, but you were wrong. To win, you don't just need intelligence. You need an upgraded operating system, one that lets you control the humans still running on default settings. This video is divided into 7 mind rewiring chapters. Part 1. You'll learn how a Machiavellian mind deletes emotion and installs logic as the only ruler. Part 2. You'll uncover how to reverse emotional blackmail, turning from prey to predator. Part 3. You'll decode language and weaponize your words. Part 4. You'll unlock the formula of mental dominance, becoming the king of every conversation. Part 5. We'll install the virus of dangerous silence, making you unreadable and unforgettable. Part 6. You'll understand power dynamics and learn how to become the puppeteer, not the puppet. Part 7. Finally, you'll receive the full blueprint of the Machiavellian operating system, a transformation of identity and intention. This is not motivation. This is mental war. Those who finish this video will gain control. Those who quit will remain controlled. The thing you run from, that's what kills you. And the thing you endure, that's what makes you unstoppable. The mind is a battlefield, and there is no mercy here. Either you control it, or it will enslave you. Remember this, your mind can become your worst enemy if you let it. From childhood, you're given a mind designed for survival, but not for dominance. It protects you, but doesn't elevate you. It shields you from pain, but never pushes you into power. And unless you rewire it, you're just a programmed organism, not a machine, not a superior being. The mind without mercy means this. You destroy every soft corner, every emotional excuse, every "I don't feel like it" thought. Zero emotion, only execution. This is the mind that sees emotions as a threat and weakness as a disease. When your mind is working against you, you lose every small decision. Should I sleep or finish the task? I don't feel like it. Should I skip it or do it anyway? They insulted me. Should I react or absorb? A merciful mind allows you to lose, but the mind without mercy commands you to win. When you move from emotional choices to logic-based domination, you transcend the average. This mind doesn't ask, it commands. It doesn't complain, doesn't get tired, doesn't need validation. It knows only one thing: forward. So how do you develop such a merciless mind? Step 1. Rebellion against emotion. The moment you feel uncomfortable, say to yourself, "This feeling is my enemy. It's poisoning my progress." And keep moving forward. Each time you endure discomfort, your brain is being reprogrammed. Step 2. Deliberate coldness. Train yourself to remain a little cold. Don't react to everything. Don't express every emotion. Your control lives in your silence. Step 3. Purpose as priority. When your actions have no purpose, emotions dominate. But when everything has a why, the mind turns ruthless. Mercy is a luxury of the weak. Purposeful people are cold-blooded. You only get 2 options in life. Be a soft soul crushed by circumstances, or build a merciless mind that poisons its obstacles. Your inner warrior will rise when you stop teaching it how to rest. The mind without mercy is the gateway to shattering emotional chains and becoming something unshakable. What breaks you from within is never the outside world. It's the frame inside your mind, the lens through which you decide who you are or who you're not. The unbreakable frame isn't just about being strong. It's about building a mental fortress so solid that no external chaos can penetrate it. They scream at you, betray you, leave you, mock you, but you still sit on your internal throne. You don't give reactions, you give presence. You're not a victim, you're the anchor. Most people destroy their entire inner world based on other people's behavior. Someone insults them, their whole day collapses. Someone ignores them, they question their worth. Someone gets mad at them, they feel worthless. Why? Because their frame is breakable. When your frame is fragile, the world owns your mind. But when you've built an unbreakable frame, no force on earth can shake you from your center. So how do you build such a frame? Step 1. Radical self-definition. You must define yourself without the world's input. Who you are, why you are, and who you're becoming must be your decision, not society's. You must declare to yourself, "I am who I decide to be, not who they perceive me as." That's your first wall, self-identity. Step 2. Emotional isolation. Deliberately place yourself in moments of solitude, discomfort, and observation. That's when you disconnect from the world and reconnect to your center. As you observe your emotions, you no longer obey them, you command them. The unbreakable frame forms when emotion screams inside you, and you simply observe without reacting. Step 3. Frame maintenance. It's not a one-time construction. It's daily maintenance. Every insult, every loss, every rejection is an opportunity to test your frame. Can I maintain dignity in this moment? Can I absorb this emotion without leaking it? Can I hold my silence and still feel powerful? When you consistently maintain your inner kingdom, you become an anchor. People fear your reaction because you don't react. You absorb. The unbreakable frame is a state where your inner king never sleeps and the world's chaos bows before him. Sometimes silence is not power, it's poison. Sometimes you don't need to suppress your fire, you need to switch it on. But this isn't the kind of rage that destroys you. This is the kind of rage that builds you into fire. The world taught you that anger is dangerous, impolite, irrational, but no one taught you that controlled anger can become the sharpest form of focus. You've let too many moments slip by. You stayed quiet when you should have fought. You hid pain when you should have transformed it. You swallowed emotion and rotted from the inside. But there comes a moment where your survival, your growth, and your identity depend on one question. Can you switch on your rage? What is the rage switch? It's that internal button you press when the world seems against you, when the fire inside is burning, and instead of exploding, you channel it. You don't try to prove them wrong. You prove yourself right. You don't crave revenge. You crave results. This is the point where your silence starts to scream, where your actions shout, I am no longer who I used to be. How to activate the rage. Switch. Step 1. Convert pain into power. When you're rejected, humiliated, ignored, ask yourself, what can I build from this pain? Will I waste it crying? Or will I throw it into the grind? The rage switch flips the moment pain charges you instead of breaking you. Step 2. Physical movement, emotional control. The rage switch isn't just mental, it's physical. When you feel the fire rise, do push-ups, run, don't scream, move, get your body in motion, with direction. This is how you transmute fire into focus. Step 3. Declare a war, inwardly. Make a silent declaration. Now I will do everything I've never done. Make a vow that you will attack your weaknesses daily, until they beg for mercy. The rage switch is not chaos, it's command. It's not emotion, it's execution. It's not noise, it's precision. Remember, the world only listens to those who either burn everything down or throw themselves into the fire and are reborn. This is the moment where you whisper to yourself, switch it on. A mirror, a face, and a truth that's been hiding from you. You look in the mirror every day, but you never truly face it. Why? Because deep down, you know. If you really look, you'll see what you've been running from. There's a lock inside you, a mirror lock, that protects you from reality, keeps you safe from truth, and slowly destroys you. So when does this lock break? When you stare into the mirror and finally say, you're lying, you're making excuses, you're pretending to be, but you're not becoming. What is the mirror lock? It's a psychological barrier, a filter your mind created to protect your ego from the brutal truth. It keeps you safe, inside your comfort zone, behind your excuses, inside the fake story of, I'll start tomorrow. But you can't grow with the mirror lock intact because you're living in a fantasy where every failure is fate, every flaw is someone else's fault, and every dream is just a daydream. Why must you break the mirror lock? Because until you see yourself truthfully, you will never change yourself meaningfully. Self-awareness isn't a motivational quote. It's surgery. It's facing your flaws and slicing off what you no longer want to be. 3 ruthless rules to break the mirror lock. Rule 1. Brutal honesty. Tonight, stand in front of the mirror and ask, are you someone you're proud of? No? Then why? And if your first answer is circumstances, you're still lying. Rule 2. The mirror drill. Every morning and night, look in the mirror and say out loud, I'm lazy, I'm a liar, I'm weak. Whatever is true, say it, because you can't destroy a lie you refuse to name. Rule 3. The replacement who you are is over. Who you want to be must now be declared. Say it loud in that same mirror. I'm becoming someone dangerous with discipline, free from old patterns, and bold enough to destroy and rebuild himself. Warning. After breaking the mirror lock, your life won't get easier. It'll get clearer. You'll see every lie, every excuse, every weak spot staring back. But that's the moment where you whisper to yourself, I see you now, and I'm going to change you. You think your emotions are truth? You believe what you feel is what's real? That's the lie controlling your life. You get angry and react. You get scared and retreat. You get sad and give up. These aren't emotions, they're chains. You need an emotional override, a psychological override system that makes your emotions serve you instead of enslaving you. What is emotional override? It's the moment when you observe emotion but don't act on it. You feel the storm, but you don't let it move you. You get angry, but you stay silent. You feel fear, but you move forward. You feel pain, but you don't stop walking. That's not magic, it's training. Why your emotions deceive you? Because they're not pure. They're programmed responses, shaped by trauma, society, rejection, and old failures. When you try to grow, your emotional system panics. This is hard. People will judge you. What if you fail? But those aren't truths. They're just malfunctioning alarms. How to gain emotional override. 3 brutal stages of internal mastery. Stage 1. Name the emotion, label it. As soon as an emotion rises, say it aloud. This is fear. This is anger. This is insecurity. Naming gives you power. It creates separation. Stage 2. Separate feeling from fact. Ask yourself, is what I'm feeling actually real? Usually, it's not. You feel like a failure, but truthfully, you're just scared of failing. You feel alone, but in reality, you're just afraid of reaching out. Feeling not equal to fact. This equation will set you free. Stage 3. Override with action. This is the kill zone. Your emotions scream one thing. You do the opposite. Scared? Walk toward the fear. Insecure? Still execute your plan. Exhausted? Show up anyway. Your emotions will scream. Your ego will resist. But you will act in silence. That's emotional override. The result? Once your emotions obey you, you become unbreakable. Because the world doesn't care what you feel. It only sees what you do. So next time your mind whispers, don't do it, and your gut says, this is dangerous, just whisper back, I hear you, but I don't serve you.
Every human dies twice. Once when their body dies, and once when they bury their former self. If you still think the way you did 5 years ago, you've already buried yourself alive. That version of you, the one who was afraid of everything, who needed approval, who found excuses to quit, deserves to die. But here's the problem. You're still keeping it alive, dragging it along on life support, because you're afraid to become someone new. Why must the old self die? Because the old self carries programming. That holds you back. That makes you feel small. That defines your limits. As long as that version is alive, you'll never level up. Not mentally, not emotionally, not financially. You say, I want to change. But the real question is, are you willing to kill a part of yourself? The ritual of death. You must consciously perform a burial, mentally, emotionally, behaviorally. 1. Write the eulogy. Write a letter for your old self. Who it was, what it did to your life, why it must now die. 2. Identify the triggers, places, people, habits, memories that keep that old self alive. Cut them off. 3. Choose the new identity, the most dangerous part. Define the new you. How does he walk? How does he speak? How does he face danger? This identity must not be imagined. It must be acted out daily. The greatest obstacle, nostalgia. Yes, there's comfort in the old self. It was easy, familiar, predictable, but growth is always terrifying. The new self is born in chaos. It burns in the sun. It cries at night, and still, it moves forward. The final blow. One day, you'll face a decision. Either keep your old self alive for comfort or kill it for freedom. You'll feel fear. You'll question who you are. You'll feel alone. But in that loneliness, a new voice will rise. It will whisper, you are no longer who you were yesterday, and that is your power. The final stage, the most dangerous, the most isolating, and the most powerful. You've reached the edge of the transformation. You've uncovered the lies, broken your old identity, escaped societal programming, faced your inner demons, buried your former self. And now, what's left is the creature in the mirror. You. Why have you become a monster? Because now you are. Someone the world can't control. Someone unmoved by emotion. Someone who survives isolation. Someone who rules himself, and the world hates that. Because now, you are a threat. You're a glitch in their system. An anomaly that lives inside the matrix, but doesn't believe in it. But power demands a price. This path will make you alone. You'll rarely meet anyone like you. Your thoughts will be too deep, your gaze too sharp, your presence too intense for most people to handle. They'll call you arrogant, cold, ruthless, insane, but you'll know. Those are just labels to hide their fear of your freedom. The mirror test. Now you stand before the mirror, and there's only one question. Can you look that person in the eyes? Because in his eyes lies the raw truth. Your fears, your lies, your shadow, your unapologetic power. If you look away, you're not done yet. But if you meet that gaze, you are finally free. Why the word monster? Because you refused to be tamed. You embraced your instincts. You claimed your darkness. You unleashed your power. And that makes you a danger to the world. But you know you didn't become a monster to harm others. You became one, so no one could ever harm you again. Final words. These 7 parts weren't just content. They were a system override. If you truly absorbed every layer, then you are no longer who you were. You are now one of the few who can look at the monster in the mirror and smile. At least now, I know who I really am.